Hey, hi friends. This is Janardana. I hope all are good. So I am repeat first topic again. So because of one of my colleagues suggest me, so that is English. So to understand everyone and to get some knowledge, right? So that's why I'm going to this course for English also. So first of all, I I'm starting with two languages. So one is the Telugu and the second one is English. Okay, so now I am starting with the uh, English for all understanding. Okay, right? So we already completed first video, right? So it means okay, we are go with the refer. Okay, so what is the mysql architecture? So coming to the mysql architecture means it is the end to end process. It means so it have some layers. Okay, so how to going the data into the storage engine. Okay, so how to client is connected to the server. Okay, so those points we are cover under mysql architecture. And coming to storage engines, storage engines are used to stores the data. Okay, so if suppose there are multiple storage engines, okay, InnoDB, MySam, okay, black hole, CSV, RQ. So based on the client requirement, we have to choose the storage engine. So presently there is the InnoDB storage engine is there. So it is fully transactional support. Uh, that is the storage engines. Coming to the installation, there are two types of installations. One is the Windows installation, and another one is OS installation. So and coming to OS, there is Linux or Ubuntu. Okay, so we have to choose which one you will be prefer. Coming to Windows, so we are using the MySQL Workbench. Okay, so that is the using installation. So coming to upgradation, so upgradation, there are two types of upgradation: minor, nothing but patch, and major upgradations. Okay, so this is the upgradation. So we will see next. Coming to user management, so in the user management, so how to create the users and how to give the permissions to the users, and how to revoke the privileges, and how to drop the users. Okay, so those are under the user management, we need to discuss. Okay, coming to the logs, so logs are mhm, it is used to monitor and for the best performance. Okay, so if suppose there are so many logs are there, suppose slow query logs, general logs, error logs, and redo logs. So for redo logs means it is the crash recovery. So we can see next. Okay, coming to the table spaces, so in the table space means all the data are stored under the table space with the table data and indexes. So coming to the isolation levels, so isolation levels are the we can use this some give the best performance issue. It means uh, we can avoid some performance issues to using the isolation levels. So there is the read committed, read uncommitted, repeatable read, serializable. Okay, so based on the requirement we can choose the isolation levels. So we can see next. So after that, backup and restore and types of backups. So what is the backup? So if suppose the server is crash or some hardware is failed or something, so there are so many issues there, right? So without backup, so we cannot maintain the servers. Okay, so we have to aware of the backups and restore. So there are so many types of backups, uh, logical backups and physical backups. Okay, in the logical backups we have to stop the MySQL services. Coming to the physical backups, we don't need to stop the MySQL services. Okay, uh, so we can see next, query optimization with techniques and parameter tuning. So query optimization is nothing but we can optimize the queries. If suppose the query run more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes, okay, right? So it is some issue. Okay, so we avoid that issue using the query optimization techniques and parameter tuning. So we will give the parameter tuning to give best performance. Okay, so without parameter tuning we can do. Okay, so there are a lot of parameters are there that is related to InnoDB. We can discuss later. Coming to the replication and what are the types of replication and troubleshooting of the replication and GTID replication. So this is used to some high availability process. So there are two types, there are multi types of replication: synchronous replications, asynchronous replications, okay, semi-synchronous replications are there. Okay, so replication is nothing but same copy of the server. It means there are two types of servers is there. One is the master and another one is the slave. So slave is the same copy of the master. So we can see replication troubleshooting and GTID. So GTID means a global transaction identifier. So it is execute the transaction unique transaction ID. So coming to the InnoDB cluster setup with MySQL router. So it is used to provide the high availability and avoid automatic failover. Okay, suppose one server crash, so that server having a read and write permissions. If suppose that server is crash, so there are three nodes are there in the cluster setup. So if suppose first node is crash, automatically taking the second node is as a primary node. Okay, it's having the read and write. After that proxy SQL configuration, so it is the route the connections. Okay, so those topics we already covered in first video. Please uh, see my YouTube channel and so there is a first video and see. And if you have any doubt, ping me on comments in my YouTube channel and go with the subscribe. Okay, and coming to the MySQL architecture, so this is the first topic actually. So in the first topic what we will do, so first step, so this is the first step actually. So without the architecture we can't analyze, right? So that's why we go with the architecture. So this is the for interview point of view, so it is too important. Okay, so we go with the architecture. So in the architecture, MySQL architecture having the three layers actually. Okay, so one is the application layer, server layer and storage layer. In the what is the application layer means, if suppose a client connected to the server, it means by using the connectors the client was connected to the server, so that is the MySQL. So he takes some actions, right? So while connecting the server he takes some action like query executions, right? So that process having in application layer. Okay, so the client was connected by the connectors and using their own credentials and login through the MySQL server and he performed some actions. This is the application layer. Okay, coming to the server layer. So server layer, it is the brain of the MySQL architecture, so like a human brain. So it is the brain of MySQL server layer. Okay, so there are the topics are there in the server layer having the so many components: NoSQL and SQL interface, parser, optimizer, caches and buffers anamata. So we go with one by one what it will do. So coming to the okay, let me okay, you can see application layer clients. It means web apps, mysql workbench. Okay, so interact using the protocols anamata or some mysql uh, okay, mysql tools or some connectors. Okay, so by using them he is login with the credentials. So coming to the database layer or server layer annam. Sorry, server layer. Okay, so what is the NoSQL means? It is the best for high volume unstructured data. Structured data nothing but logs, user sessions, real time data. So it capture the unstructured data. So this is the NoSQL. Coming to the SQL interface. What is the SQL interface means? If suppose you log in with credentials to the MySQL server, you run one query. Okay, so that is the select star from users. So in that time, what is the SQL interface exactly do? So it receives the query and process it. It means suppose the select star from users, how it processing means, star means all the data. It means users is a table to display all the information about the users. So that is the process. And so that users table store under the one database, right? So the SQL interface retrieve that table from the database. Okay, so that is the SQL interface will do. Coming to the parser. Okay, so what is the parser means? It is mainly checking the query syntax. So before that, before syntax checking, what it will do, it is the lexical analysis process. It means tokenization. So in this step what it will do, the raw SQL query is broken down into a series of smaller components called tokens. So what it will do mainly, so it is taking the query and it is break down the query and divide like a tokens one by one. Okay, so the query must be divided by the tokens. So if suppose C keywords, so it is a parser knows, right? So what is the keywords, what is the identifiers, what is the operators, right? So it is divided in that way actually. So identifiers means table names, column names. So okay, so okay, this is the identifiers. Okay, I want to checking the syntax. Okay, then operators, then keywords. So all the syntax wise it is checking to divide the tokens. Okay, so after that this syntax, after this tokens divide, then it is start the syntax checking. Okay, so this is exactly parser will do. Coming to the optimizer. So optimizer is nothing but it is optimize the queries. Suppose there is one explain plan, so to use the optimize the queries. Suppose there is some 25% filtered, so that is the not a good practice, right? So we need to 100% filter. So that's why we are using indexes, joins or filters. Okay, to improve the query performance. So it is taking the all the process by optimizer. So query catchy. So what is the query catchy? Mm. So query catchy means all the select queries it is storing. See, it means use it to store result sets of select queries. It means if suppose You log in with MySQL credentials and perform one query. So that is the suppose select star from users. Okay, assume that when using the select query, so that select query store under the query cache. Okay, um, so all the select queries are stored under the query cache. So the what it will do, the query cache in MySQL is a feature that stores the data of a select query in memory. So when an identical query is run again, MySQL can retrieve the result from the cache instead of executing the query again. So you got it right. Suppose I am executing one query, select star from users. So it is stored under the query cache. Again, I am executing same query, but it means what happens this time? Uh, when you executing again the same query, so it is not executing that query. So the result set query is there, right? Only that query it will be performed. Okay, it means to reduce the disk I/O operation. So it means multiple duplicate queries not taking the query cache. Okay, so, suppose it is related query, it is so only there is I have it means the query cache tells okay, I have this query, why you came to my home. Okay, so I already store, right? So if suppose again you will come, so it is taking some disk IO operations. Okay, so that's why the query cache uniquely execute the query. Okay, so select queries is nothing but readable, right? You know, right? Only for readable queries, not write insert select update. Okay. Okay, so you can observe in query cache there is a buffers temporarily store the data in memory to reduce disk IO operation. Okay, ikkada sorry, I am going to the mother tongue. Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay. So what I will do in mistake. Actually, so the buffers temporary, right? So that point I want to add in key buffers actually. So okay. Okay, so you know, right? I already discussed. Please change that to key buffers. Please insert that buffers temporarily store point into the key buffers. See what it will do. Buffers. Okay, buffers exactly what it will do means buffers temporarily store data in memory to reduce disk IO operations. So what it temporarily do means it avoid some crash happens. If suppose every every commit transaction store under the disk, if suppose there is any crash happens, okay, maybe there is some data loss, right? Before that commit transaction store under the disk IO operations. So before that store under the buffers. Okay, so it is the use actually. So there are a lot of buffers as there. InnoDB buffer full. Okay, it stores table data and indexes in memory for fast access. Okay, so that is the InnoDB buffer full. So Redolog buffer. So stores transactions logs before writing them to disk. I already discussed, right? So sort buffer, join buffer, read buffer. Okay, so used for sorting or joins and large data scans to avoid the time consume. Okay, so it is easily fast some retrieved queries. Okay, so this is the key buffers. So storage layer is there. So storage engines like InnoDB, MyXam, NDB buffers and cache we already discussed, right? InnoDB buffer pool, key buffer, data files. Okay, it is the stores data. data ibd mvd means, so it is the table spaces. Okay, so this all topic under the mysql architecture. uh, I hope this first topic for you guys understand. I think you guys are understanding this course. Okay, uh, thanks. Mm, for thank you for everyone to join with me. Okay, so for tomorrow, so I will take another class. Okay, so that is the installation, mysql installation. So first of all, I'm going with the rpm bundle installation. Okay, so in that topic we go with tomorrow. Okay, okay guys, okay friends, thanks and sign off. Have a great night and great dreams. Okay, bye friends.